eyebrows, and this is why. What? Why JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is the best anime ever, or better than most. What? What's the second one? This is the revisual. I resent a revision.
I clicked on it too.
That wasn't a video. It was a photo.
Yeah, but
Which one did you click on?
I'm clicking on the second slide. There's nothing there.
Okay, anyways, I had an intro of me. It was cool. God dang it. Okay. This is the child of Hiriko Araki, the original creator of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. He was born in June 7th, 1960 in the Wabashi Ward in the Sendai in the Nagi Prefecture. He had a twin sister, younger twin sister, who usually cried, which made him read more manga, pretty much, and started inspiring his inspiration for art. Over here, this is Hiriko Araki dressed as a girl for a high school event. It's still continuing going on, and he's the one in the left with the straw hat, surprisingly. Okay, next slide. Okay, his early inspirations, most of his inspirations, his first manga was in Poker Underarms, which was the first manga he came out with when he went to the Sendai Design College, or Sendai Design College in January 5th, 1981. He also released multiple other ones. The one named Bo, about B-O-A-H, about a biohazard that mixed in with a boy, and now they keep continuously trying to get assassinated by other people who created them. His first inspiration was with people such as Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone, which is why in the first chapter part it has mostly muscular people. Araki's main inspiration was Paul Gauguin, who inspired him to use his selected and limited supply of colors, but use them as a vast array in vast space, such as the top left up here. Next slide. Okay. The reason I think that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure style is better is because of the thicker lines, and because it was inspired by 80s and 90s fashion, popular magazines, such as Vogue, other ones, I don't know exactly all of them, which is shown right here, as their similarities are very obvious. And later in his work, when he got super popular, he was actually introduced to make magazine covers for most fashion companies, such as this one, which showed the Balenciaga what's it called? Humanitarian food resources, which was a promotion, so they could spread the word out. This is Bruno Girardi, the capo from part 5, but he's not born right now. I think it's better because such of the 6 lines and its glossy appearance, which makes it more everlasting and never-ending. Such then the single line art in Full Metal Alchemist, and its string being kind of loose single art as well as in One Piece. Next slide. Next slide. The characters, they're pretty much everybody else, but because of the situation, they have to figure out how to mature or have to figure out how the world works now because of the powers. In this one, this is just the characters themselves, like the people, who they are. Obviously, everybody has a past, which reflects on how they decide things. Sometimes being friends can have a quarrel and fight, but not right now for the example. In part 4, Okuyasu, the tan person right there, who's having a ball, his older brother dies, which is kind of traumatic, but he gained money from a lottery ticket, which made him think about his life and him having to step up. which made him get a savings account and put it into a bank account, pretty much, in part 4, episode 18. Characters themselves, much more colorful, much more vibrant than everybody else. The design that reflects interest and personality too. Oh, I said interest twice. It's fine. Much more contrast than other anime, such as Attack on Titan in its uniform. Kind of bland, mostly tan, brown, and gray. But with this, there's much more intricate designs, such as the webbing, the heart, and the butterfly within the heart, daggers, tattoos, the buns, the hair itself. You see the leggings have holes in them, which, you know, just points out more of the greater details in it. Next slide. The heck? What's in the background? Anyways, it's kind of hard to tell exactly what's happening here. Okay. Okay, the reason that JoJo's Bizarre Adventures powers work so well is that it grows within the show. The first part is called Haman, which works as pretty much the sun as giving the person who uses the Haman energy, which was able to kill and harm most of the people there, which were either villains or zombies, which, you know, helped them a lot. But also it helps and shows, it strengthens nature itself. And the second part was Joseph Joestar, the grandfather of Jonathan Joestar, who was in the first part. Showed that there was much more variety and different things you could do with Haman itself, such as adding it to objects to stick together, to spin water, drastic speeds. He was able to focus Haman into the Tommy gun he pulled out of his back to kill another vampire named Jrotc, which was his uncle at the time. He didn't know. With stands themselves, they're very limited. Not themselves, but just the number there are in. Most of them have very great powers, skipping time, freezing time. There's one called a diver drive, which could pretty much just phase through anything. It's not just limited to gravity at all, but pretty much anything at all, like things and stuff. There were 2 images of Singapore and Italy, but they aren't shown. But what I want to say is that
if she clicks it, not come up.
Oh, click. Oh, never mind. Wait, I delete this. This is the old slide that I submitted.
You need me to new slide?
I did. I asked you if you accepted, and you did. You said you had it.
I got that. Anything
You
new
probably
that you sent me, I
sent
didn't
the
see.
wrong file then.
I don't
Keep
know
going.
Actually, there was one good reference in part 5, Golden Wind, where a mob boss named Polpo is in a prison, and showing that Jorno, the main character of it, seeing him chew his fingers off, which is actually a reference to a band member in Black Sabbath, where the original guitarist chewed off his got his fingers cut off while working the last day at a steel factory when his band first started, which was a very good example of that. The band guitarist Tony Iommi, and this is the stand power level, just how it is measured by strength, durability, endurance, speed, and its ability to grow better. And this is just the lore timeline from where it started. It's supposed to say the 1800s where it first started. Then part 2, Vital Tendencies, was 1908 to 1939, where Nazis happened. Part 3, Stardust Crusaders, was set in 1987, trying to get Dio, but you don't know him. Part 4, Unbreakable, went to the 1999s, early 2000s, which showed more because it's more football into technology. Then Part 6 was set in 2011, but since I only did anime only, there hasn't been that much. Next slide, please. Skip. There's questions, but skip. Press,
Press it.
yeah. This would have been a better slide, but I guess I did the wrong thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And I guess that's it. You just close it up, that's fine. And that is my end of my presentation. I would, but that was mine. Okay, but do you have any questions?
I actually had one.
Okay.
So I actually have a friend that watches JoJo,
Mhm.
and they told me that some of the stands are based off the tarot cards. Is that like?
Yes, that's part 3.
That's part. Oh, I was wondering what part that was. I like tarot cards.
Any questions? How the card works? What stands are? What they look like? Yes, Captain.
Is this the artist that does Attack on Titan?
No, that's
That's
the artist who does JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. The artist who, yes.
Oh, you can finish yours.
Oh, I don't know the name of the artist who does Attack on Titan exactly. Okay, you go. Go away.
What are stands?
What are stands? I wish I read them earlier, but I didn't put it in there.
I kind of know.
Okay, stands are reflections of the soul itself. You can get them at birth, but you won't notice them till they develop, or your body, till you get muscles, to where your body's strong enough to handle the stands, to where they awaken. Stands can also be achieved by arrows, but that's from a meteorite. And if I put everything in there, it's gonna be 20 slides long. But it can be achieved by arrows, which are made out of meteorites from space, which had a virus in them, which would start stands in the first place. Okay.
Yeah, that's what he said about like the stands has to be like your body has to be strong enough. I actually watched part of it.
All of them
and
are
one of
built.
the mom, one of the characters.
Yeah,
She was close to dying because she had a stand, but her body wasn't strong enough to hold it.
yeah, it was Jotaro's mom, which was the driving point of part 3. to
Only
Tokyo.
the stand holder can practically see the stand.
Yeah, only stands can see stands.
No one else can see them. They're kind of
Yeah.
like invisible.
Invisible. Okay, is that all the questions?
Anybody else have any questions? Alright, hey, so, what do you think he did on time?
I wouldn't say he kind of went over, sir.
Went over?
I think he went over.
I feel like I went over 7. I'm sweating a lot.
How much do you think he went over?
2.
8 minutes, maybe
He
8:30.
was at 10:18. I stopped
Oh,
you at 10:18.
oh, crap.
Stopped you at 10:18, and that was prior to the questions being asked. Right? So let's start from the top, right? Remember what I told you about personal appearance. Looking at what you got on, I'll take that. Could have had a collar shirt or a polo shirt, something a little presentable. Again, I keep telling you guys, just look at the captain. All right, that's what I look at whenever it comes time for me to do what I gotta do. I look at him, how he's dressed, how he's presented, so I know that's the standard right there. All right, so again, something to that sort you should have probably did. All right, so your personal appearance, I gave you as far as mastering. The title page, I knocked you on bearing. All right, because you was a little too excited. I need you to confirm it down. But other than that, everything else came into play. I gave you above. I didn't see a purpose or introduction.
The second page would be the introduction, but it's gone.
So remember, I told you guys how to categorize it, right? How to head it. Should it be introduction and then whatever the purpose and then whatever, all right?
Yeah.
Like I told you guys, if you guys would have just followed my template, it would have been perfectly easy for you guys.
I can show you the slide on my computer.
No, because this was the time for you to show out. You know what I mean? So you didn't see, guys didn't see the purpose or introduction slide. Your content slide, you probably had about 4 content slides. I graded all of those pretty much above, all right, above master. You didn't seem like you was nervous when you was up there. You seemed pretty confident in what you was doing. You had the knowledge. You wasn't reading slides. You was talking, and you seemed real enthusiastic in what you were doing, to the point where your bearing kind of affected your bearing in the beginning. All right.
Yes, sir.
At the end, you didn't ask, are there any questions prior to you ending your presentation? Before you end the presentation, you want to ask a question so you can answer. And then once you're done asking if there are any questions, you should have asked us a question.
Yes, sir.
That way we would have been on point to pay attention to what you gave us. All right? So for those of you that hasn't gone yet, he'll be the last one today. So starting tomorrow, who's number 2?
I am.
All right, Martina, so you'll be number 2. All right, you look like you was ready to go today. You can just be just as ready to tomorrow. All right, and we're gonna go on and so on and so forth with everybody else. So him going first, yes, I'm gonna be a little bit hard on him, so that way everybody that comes after him can know what to expect. All right. So I'm hearing, Brian, you said you got a hoodie on, but you're gonna take it off. I wonder what's underneath it. All right, because is this a white tee or just a t-shirt, again, you're gonna get hit on that too, alright? Overall, you did it at 10:18, like I said, I don't mind you going over, I'm not gonna stop you if what you're saying seems interested, and you pretty much did, alright? So, that 10:18 really won't affect your grade that bad.
Yes, sir.
Anybody got any other questions for him? Alright, good job.